Alright, so I want to make a video today about to put to rest this alternator pulley belt thing that I have been dealing with. So the junkyard video, I was looking for a pulley and it kind of didn't make it clear. I wasn't really looking for necessarily the correct pulley for me. I wanted to get a couple because I had this video in mind to break down the setups with the Pontiacs and the different brackets, pulleys that you need to set up your power steering and/or alternator, etc. Okay, so before I take this apart, I want to go over the setup and the potential issue that was causing me to not be able to, or to not get rid of this squeal. So it definitely was the alternator belt. I ran it with just the power steering. It was quiet. I ran it with just the alternator belt, or just the power steering, no alternator. It was good. When I took the power steering off and put the alternator belt on, I had this squeal. So I singled it out to that. You might notice it's a new alternator. It's another whole video there. I upgraded to a one-wire 100 amp alternator. But anyway, if you watched my other video, okay, the bracket here was wrong. All right, and this pulley is not a Pontiac pulley, and I think that's causing me some more problems too. All right, so I'm going to take this apart and get it on the bench and then go over what I found. Okay, everything took off the engine, bracket pulley wise. Right, I did not take the crank pulley off. It doesn't really factor into this. So what I had was this alternator, front alternator bracket here. Okay, this one differs from this one. All right, this is the new one I bought. This one that I had is meant for this style timing cover, the 8-bolt water pump, and it mounts right here to the front, or at the top, I'm sorry. Okay, what I have in my car is this style timing cover, which says late 69, so I think it changed sometime in 69 and up to the 11 volt. Okay, what happened is that does not work on that top bolt hole. The bracket for this style is supposed to mount here, and you can't do it here because it creates a weird angle. You can't pull the alternator up. All right, that's where this one comes in. The correct bracket for my setup bolts to the top driver's side bolt on the pump right here, and you can see the difference in the angle. And I'll go back over here to the car. It matches up with that bracket much better that way. Okay, when I had the other one on there, okay, it was here. It was approximately there, about an inch shy of this back of this pump. I couldn't get enough pull to tighten that alternator belt. So that's the reason why I was losing belts and I had an intermittent squeal. Now, the other factor that comes into play with the two different style pumps, I don't have an 8-bolt water pump, I have an 11, all right, is the distance from the back of this plate to the hub on these is 4.5 inches. On these, I think it was only 4, if I remember correctly from the thing. So, which requires different pulleys. Okay, so this pulley, it's not a Pontiac piece that I can find. All right, it's got the big one and the small, or bigger one and the smaller one. All right, the inside depth of this is about 2 5/8. All right, which allows it to come onto the hub here and line up with the alternator. All right, if you used a pulley from the older style, the 8-bolt pump, it would probably only be here. It wouldn't come in as much because you have an extra 1/2 inch. So that's another thing to think of. So in other words, if you buy an engine and you know 50 years later parts are mismatched and whatever, you have a different timing cover or different, but you go, oh, I got those pulleys and brackets over there, I'll throw on, which is pretty much what happened to me. It's not going to work. And I never knew there was, I mean, maybe I should have known, and maybe this is common knowledge to other people. I didn't know there was a difference. And like I said, I think in mid-69 this changed. So if you have a 68 stock, you're going to have this 68 and before. This is a 67 timing cover. I know that because it's from that block right there. It's a 67 400, and that's why I have that. I don't know where I even got this timing cover from, and this water pump, I don't even know, but I'm just using it for illustration purpose. Now, so what I was looking for was, and I probably should have taken that bad pulley from just for illustration to show the difference between the 8-bolt style pump pulley and the 11-bolt, right? So this one works for me. However, I need this alternator groove here to be bigger, and that's where I'm running into problems. I cannot get that butt ball tight enough. So I ordered this one. Now the one, and it turns out this is the wrong pulley. I accidentally clicked it. I saw the right one. This is from CVF Racing, a pretty nice piece. And the reason I got this billet aluminum one from them is because Ames, the stock stamped style one from Ames was on back order, and this was only 20 bucks more than that anyway. So I wanted to get it. Now they're sending me another one. They were very good about taking a return. So this one right here, it turns out, I don't know if you can get the thing, but it does not line up with either the power steering or the alternator. All right, and I almost lost my mind when I got this and put it on. Turns out this is from 70 and above. Okay, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, and I have a picture to go by I actually took of a later 70s 455 yesterday at a car show. They used a 3-groove pulley on the crank, okay, and so everything was moved out, so these two would line up, and I think the inner groove was for running your AC. and then these two, and then the two outer grooves would have been for your alternator and power steering. Okay, so that's why that's about 1/4 of an inch or so off. It needs to be moving this way towards the firewall, about 1/4 of an inch. So now I got the correct one coming, and I'm going to get that on there. And with the bigger diameter, I'll be able to get more tension on my thing and get my belt tighter. All right, so yeah, I just wanted to make this video as short and I know it's not too exciting, but I wanted to make it because this drove me nuts for a couple weeks, and it was simple, and but it's something you may overlook. So hopefully this helps somebody out, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. This is just a quick excuse me. This is just a quick addition to the video here. I got the new pulley in, and here's the one that did not fit. Right, really hard to tell from there. If you look at that, you can see the difference. Okay, and then the inner depth across here is a good, hold on, is a good 1/4 inch or so deeper, and that's going to move everything in and line it up. And now there you can see the new pulley installed. Everything lines up good. You can see that I haven't put the power steering belt on yet, but this is all on and nice and tight. So yeah, that should end this video and the bracket pulley saga. So I hope this helps somebody out if they're confused or looking for answers on different brackets and pulleys for these Pontiacs, 60s to early 70s.